Hi, it's Fiona from the Sandia Mountain Natural History Center. This winter, I got the opportunity to tour the Candelaria Nature Preserve, which is just as adjacent to the Rio Grande Nature Center in the middle of Albuquerque. This preserve is managed as one of the city's 30,000 acres of open space. The Friends of Candelaria Nature Preserve leads these tours, and mine was primarily led by Ruth Salvaggio, who you'll see throughout the video. The preserve is undergoing transformation to a more ecologically diverse set of habitats for wildlife and for nature study. This is based on a resource management plan approved by the city in 2021. The major missions are to preserve and protect the natural features and cultural resources of this place, create a sense of place for people who live here and visit, and provide educational and recreational opportunities.
You know, there's a long history, but the short of it now is that all of this, especially along the river, right? That's your water source, right? Was agricultural area.
Restoration efforts are working to reestablish different ecosystems here, including wetlands, grasslands, shrublands, and the bosque ecosystem that was once here historically.
These are all native shrubs of some kind. And they're important because they're known as a vertical planting. They allow flying insects and birds to get on them, but their roots also nourish the ground. Notice that they're next to this line of elms. Elms, of course, were brought to Albuquerque a long time ago. Everyone seems to agree that they were kind of a big mistake. On the other hand, they supply canopy for birds, home and nourishment for many insects and other creatures. So we don't cut them down. The view is you may cut some of the canopy. I think that's 10% here every year, but you replace it with something else so that you're not disturbing the environment, though in the long term you are getting rid of some invasive species, which are not really a good idea, and you're getting back that native population of plants again.
There's a lot of experimentation involved. There are many different plots on the land, some of which are flooded by irrigation, some of which are not, some of which have plantings, seeds, and seedlings in them, some of which are left alone, to see how different methods do. And they've learned a lot from this so far about what works and what doesn't, and they'll continue to learn as they go forward.
Cutting through here, and then you see a bunch of plantings there. Most of those are willows. Becker's willows. Yeah, they're just in winter. Yeah, just in winter now. Come back in spring if you can. When this acequia, this ditch is open, you lift right here, and water goes into that little circle. It looks like amoeba-shaped circle. This is called island restoration. Island restoration is go in there, we take out all of this invasive stuff called Johnson grass. There are many, like, villains in this story. It's a shame to talk about plants in that way. But they're plants that just don't belong here, and they kind of take over, and they kill sandhill plants. Whoa!
That is a sandhill.
That's a sandhill.
We always have to stop for a nature moment.
And, whoa, take a look.
So this island does get water from the ditches. So this field's been being left alone to see what happens and allow the cranes to still get food, like they are way in the back of it right now.
See this here? This is the native grass. These are kind of close. I know, that's what you're saying, the native grass. The native grass. Other of these, I don't know, it's hard to tell in winter what they are. Some might be chamisa, some might be some little willow, some might be, false indigo, four-leaf shrub bush.
There's a lot being learned recently, especially about the roles that fungi play, the little microorganisms we don't see. They make connections between not only plants of the same species, but plant interspecies connections. There are nutrient transfers. There's one of the Bill DeBuy is a writer, a literary guy, is saying, here everything's making deals with everything else. So there's all this stuff going on. You give me some of this, I'll give you some of that. And most of it is conducted by the fungi.
Can you see how in certain areas things are growing? Little, you know, some things are coming up there, and it's not tumbleweed. Those are from seeds out here, mainly. The reason they're growing in those little areas is that we just dumped mulch there. We first started, I'll never forget the day we had some high school students here, and we said, go run around and shake mulch, and they just did it all over the place. That didn't work. So we just started putting like little piles of mulch. Guess what? All of a sudden, we have flax coming up there.
Blanket flower.
There you go.
They're pretty.
They're pretty. We have some of that coming up. We would each get at different points and take these long measurement instruments, and we would mark on each one where the circle was and what was growing there. And we have a record of this that we keep all of the time. Trust me, it's working.
Right over there, almost right over
I'm
there.
looking at bees.
I haven't seen it.
They're making a bee.
Wow, they are making a bee.
You guys are special. Just to show off for you.
They use no-till methods and try to disturb the soil as little as possible by using hand methods and very small machinery rather than large ones that would compact the soil even more.
It makes the indentation. It comes down, it deposits the seed, then the wheel goes over it and covers it up. You know, so many plants, auger or dig, put them in. Looked at this simply, I don't know, last year at this time. It would have looked like a bunch of alfalfa that was kind of brownish and going down. But they didn't water this for the first 2.5 years. And this is an alfalfa field and farm. It's built to, you know, it's going to get watered all the time because it's the cash crop. Now there's still some alfalfa in here, but I have discovered through pros that alfalfa's not going to last if you don't keep watering it. It'll hold on for a few years, but that's about it. It's going to want that water. It needs the water. It's accustomed to it. We seeded this with all sorts of native grasses, and they are growing. Watered once. I was walking my dog along the ditch one day. I looked out here and I went, oh my God, it looks like a giant lake everywhere. It was soaked about this high. And what you're seeing is the result. Does it still have some weeds in it? Yes. Weeds, to loose word for
Kochia,
some,
invasives.
kochia, invasives growing. Yeah, it does. But this stuff took off. We let the alfalfa go. We didn't water it. We seeded and then we watered.
We found scat. It's a complete video. I hope you enjoyed touring the Candelaria Nature Preserve in Albuquerque with me. If you'd like to visit yourself, they do free tours the last Friday of every month from 10 a.m. to noon. If you liked this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel to support us. If you want more information on the Candelaria Nature Preserve, see down below.